Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you to my panel, thank you to my supervisor that helped me to finish my proposal. Okay. My name is Muhammad Ilman bin Yusri. My final year project title is Design and Analysis of a Sticky Rice Sorting Machine for SME Food Industry. Okay, this is my presentation outline. Okay, the first one is the project summary. Second one is introduction. The third one, problem statement. Number 4 is objective. Number 5 is project scope and limitations. Okay, number 6 is literature review. Number 7 is methodology. Number 8 is bill of materials. And lastly is sample design. First is project summary. First one is the latest method for arranging sticky rice is by hand. Tapai or fermented sticky rice is a popular Malay traditional dessert. The latest method for arranging sticky rice is by hand. That, of course, requires human energy and is a time-consuming operation since it is performed manually. As a result, it is suggested that this project concentrates on developing a sticky rice sorting system that could replace the existing procedure and speed up the sorting process. Next is the computer would concentrate on sorting and measuring the sticky rice to determine its weight. The words will include SolidWorks or any CAD program may be used to design and detail component. And next is the parts will be evaluated using CAE for design optimization. Introduction for my final year project. Tapai is sticky rice that has been fermented. One of the famous food in Southeast Asia, made from glutinous rice or white rice. Tapai can be prepared traditionally or modernly. For traditionally, tapai has been fermented in tempayan jars. Tapai can produce a vast variety of end goods depending on the amount of time and the different processes used. Then, for modern, the glutinous rice has been soaked with water and kept overnight. Next, the glutinous rice is steamed until it is half cooked. Then put some yeast on it and put on a banana leaf and wrap it and put it in a container and wrap with a clean close and store in a dark place in 2 or 3 days. Moreover, it is distributed manually and takes a long time to complete in large quantities. Next is the problem statement for this project is there is non-automatic sorting machine sticky rice in Malaysia. Number 2, the production rate of sticky rice are low. The next one is our objective. There are 3 objectives. The first one is to design a forming and cutting mechanism for sticky rice machine. Number 2, to fabricate the forming and cutting mechanism for sticky rice sorting machine. And the last one is to analyze the overall performance of the forming and cutting mechanism of the sticky rice sorting machine. This project scope. The scope of this study is to design an automatic sorting machine of sticky rice for the SME industry. The important parts are forming mechanism and cutting mechanism. To sort the product, the design must have a pattern that is suitable for sorting. The analysis will be conducted by using CATIA. The sorting machine will have a conveyor belt and use a DC motor to power the belt. The next one is literature review. First one is one of the famous traditional food in Malaysia is fermented rice or called as tapai. It is also categorized as dessert by Raji Abdul Karim and Ishaq Arshad in 2017. Number 2 is the typical process for producing tapai from glutinous rice begins with cleaning and soaking the substrate for at least 1 hour, or sometimes overnight, by Dabade 2016. This is the flow to make tapai. How tapai can be made. The first one is the glutinous rice. Wash it and soak overnight, and then steam or cook inoculate powder commercial wagi and wrap it in banana leaf. Stack in cover jars, fermented about 48 hours in about 28 to 30 Celsius, and then tapai have been made. The next one is some people use traditional method by using banana leaves for packaging the tapai or any container. For the modern method, they use plastic cup as their packaging. It needs to be kept in refrigeration to make sure it can last long. The next one is the literature review is programmable logic controller, or PLC. There are two components of input and output system, which are input interface and output interface. The function of the input interface is to translate data for the inputs into form that central processing unit of PLC can understand. The function of the output interface is to convert the data from the PLC CPU into a form that motors, starters and solenoids, which are output device, can understand, by Canva, Supatra, Supato and Arjun in 2014. The next one is conveyor belt. Conveyor belts are commonly used in the sorting system. The next one is the conveyor belt can be disassembled. For this disinfection, it can be loosened and removed without using a special tool. The homogeneous flatbeds are better for conveyor systems rather than other types, mostly made from thermoplastic, polyurethane or TPU, or thermoplastic elastomer TPE. It has high resistance to mineral oils and fat, and high resistance to abrasion and wear. It is easy to clean and decrease bacterial growth because of smooth surfaces. The next one is methodology. This is the first type. Okay, the first one is type. Second one is feasibility study. What is feasibility study? Feasibility studies are important to determine the possibility of the project being carried out. The understanding about the automated sorting machine in food industry. 2. Literature review. By gathering all the article and journal and previous studies about the automated sorting machine design in the food industry, a lot of information from this, such as the mechanism of the machine, the functions and important parts of sorting. The next one is choose design. I have 3 design that I created, and next one is preliminary design. Preliminary design, I use CATIA V521. It's the software that I use to design the cutter mechanism. The cutter is designed based on the final product specification that the industry wants. The cutter mechanism is similar to the cutter that has been done in the food industry. Okay, the next one is for the FYP, for the final year FYP2, simulation analysis. Okay, in this simulation analysis will be carried out using computer aided engineering (CAE) in CATIA software. The analysis will show the strength of the parts that can withstand a possible load. The next one is digital prototyping. After the simulation is done, the process of design the whole automated sorting machine will be done and get the best result. The simulation of forming and cutter mechanism will be carried out and get a realistic visualization. Then the last is the thesis writing. The thesis is the last part of the final year project. All the research, information and detailed design will be compiled in the thesis. And the end. The next one is, this is our design, is my design that I created. This first design is okay, we can see that there is a blade. The blade is curved and have a small diameter. The blade can rotate 360 and can cut very fast in a short time. The sticky device pass through the cutter on the left side. It is using electrical power to move the blade. The mechanism of the cutter is in circular motion. The blade does not have cover and it can cause injury. The next one is design 2. You see here. Okay, for design 2, the mechanism to cut the sticky device is by slicing it with a measure length. This cutter is manual. Manual operation is need human energy to power. Its processing time could be longer. The human also could make mistakes and the length of the product will not be consistent. And the last one is the chosen design. The mechanism for design 3 is to cut the sticky device same as the mechanism for design 2, which is cutting with measure length. This cutter uses electrical power to operate. Its blade has a cover that can protect our hand from injury. Okay, the length of sticky device will be the same due to the automatic cutter. Okay, the propagation of time will be reduced. Okay, the next one is bill of material for the cutter mechanism. Okay, for the first one we can see it here is a left rod, and the second one is a top support rod. Okay, and the part 3, and we can see that is a rocker arm, and the fourth is a holder rocker arm. Okay, holder rocker arm to rotate the blade. Okay, the next one we can see it part 5, a bottom support rod. Okay, bottom support rod. The next one is part 6. Part 6 is blade. Okay, it's blade. And the next one is blade support at part 7. Okay, we can see it here. Okay, for the part 9, there is a housing. The housing is to protect our hand from injury, to protect the worker from injury. The next one is part 8, the blade protector, and in front of the blade that has a protector for any worker to protect their hand. Okay, the next one is part 10 is motor, and the part 11 is Allen key. We use a size M8 Allen key. The next one we can see, okay, this is my cutter mechanism that I designed. You can see here the motor, okay, the housing. Okay, this is for back. Okay, okay, this for the side, and this the housing, and you can see the hood. Okay, thank you for your attention. This is my contact details. My number 01128915096, and this is my email ilmanyusri97@gmail.com.